The current status of Mario Kart World is in serious trouble, as since the game's release back in June, 4 months have passed quickly for Nintendo, and almost nothing has changed or has been added when it comes to Mario Kart World's content, tracks, characters, and just the game overall. Even nothing has happened to the gameplay, mechanics, or structure of the game. And while there have been a few updates since the game's release, these only tweak certain issues the game already had when it launched, and don't really provide anything new to the game overall. So with no new content in the distance, it seems unlikely that Nintendo will drop another update for Mario Kart World by the end of the year. As if Nintendo were to suddenly drop a dream update when it comes to Mario Kart World, here's what I think should be added into the game to take the game to a whole new level. Before we get started, be sure to click subscribe and click the bell to get notifications on all upcoming Nintendo content. Now, of course, the first change, addition, or update I would apply to Mario Kart World in this dream update scenario would be separating the intermission tracks and the normal 3-lap type races into 2 separate categories. This would have players not resorting to Discord servers or private lobbies to enjoy the game the way fans believe it should be played. And if you're a fan of either mode, whether you enjoy the intermission tracks or not, with this option, you can have the opportunity to play the 202 intermission tracks. The latest change that Nintendo made in Update 1.20 that increased the frequency of 3-lap type courses when playing online versus mode was supposed to fix the issue of intermission tracks popping up. And even though this was supposed to see more 3-lap type races as a playable option, it still is the same random hit or miss scenario when playing versus mode, as more often than not, you're hit with an intermission track. And when you are lucky enough to get a 3-lap type course, you'll be hit with not enough players in the lobby. As while getting footage for this video, there was 4 people in my race. Yes, 4. Now, obviously, there's the popular Discord servers that many fans use, but I don't want to search up the code every time I feel like playing a traditional race, as these can result in long wait times into getting in a lobby. And I was also playing mid-afternoon when playing, so the fact that I was unable to even reach half of the lobby size just shows how troubling the current state of Mario Kart World is in. With this, I would also love to see new tracks be incorporated into the game. After a while, it feels very stale to play these same tracks over and over again, whether these are the normal tracks or intermission tracks. And while I'm not asking for a plethora of tracks to be added into the game instantly, or an absurd amount of tracks being available to play like we saw in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That being said, a nice refresher would be beneficial to the game and would add a spark to the series. Now, if it were up to me, I would add New Donk City to the open world map. It's honestly shocking how New Donk City didn't make it into the game in the first place. But who knows, hopefully it will be added in the future, as this addition could allow for the city to connect to the open world map and allow for new tracks and characters as well. I just think it would be so cool to drive through New Donk City, and throw in the fact that Nintendo could add in the taxi from Super Mario Odyssey as a selectable cart could be really neat. With new tracks comes new characters, as I feel the roster of characters that Nintendo provided us in Mario Kart World was more filler than the series had ever seen before, as more than half the roster of characters are just different variations of that same character. And when you unlock these various characters, while at first there was excitement when the game first came out, but after a while this excitement wears off as they're still the same character. This time they're just wearing a different costume, as I found myself to personally not be willing or motivated to unlock the remaining character outfits that I have left. Of course, adding new characters like Diddy Kong, Funky Kong, the Koopalings, Splatoon characters, and even other characters from different Mario series would be amazing. And this leads to my next point, which is adding some type of campaign or story mode. While yes, the free roam map does have some features similar to a story mode, with the P-switch buttons, the question block panels, and the Peach medallion coins that all provide a sense of a collectability aspect to it, like what we have seen in other Nintendo games with an open world map. However, there's only so much you can do with these collectibles, especially once you've collected them all. Quickly, the map itself becomes stale, and just the replayability to these quests are low. With the story mode though, this would result in the map being exciting, having more challenges and quests along your journey, more incentives, and interacting with other NPCs. With the open world map too, I find there's lots of empty space. So with these different characters and quests being added into the open world map, Nintendo could have filled the empty space. If it were up to me, I would have made the story mode similar to that of other kart racers like we've seen in Diddy Kong Racing. Instead of having the various character costumes unlockable via a food item that transforms you into the different costumes, these costumes should have been unlocked by completing the various missions across the open world map. Whether this would have been racing against that exact same character model or having that character model act as some sort of a boss battle, these options would have just increased the game's length and would have kept many fans of the game sticking around. By adding a true story mode, Nintendo could have opened the door to so many different possibilities. Nintendo also could have used this opportunity to include different characters from different Mario series games. Whether this would have been the Super Mario RPG series, the Paper Mario series, or the Super Smash Bros. Series. The story mode could have featured hidden side quests along the map, maybe like helping out a traveling toad, defeating a certain enemy along the roads, or having some sort of reward for actually catching Nabbit and not just be coins. By adding a true story mode, this also segues into what I feel the game needs to add, and this is having a Bowser boss battle being incorporated into the game. The Mario Kart franchise has made battle mode an option for years now, so it would only make sense for the game to include it in a boss battle into its story mode when fighting Bowser. Whether this would have you racing against Bowser in a lengthy intermission track, while dodging obstacles and having the Koopalings being involved in this race as well, or even the option to face off against Bowser in battle mode. I just feel that these options could have opened the door for Nintendo to allow the series to take on a totally different look and feel than we had ever seen before. What do you think should be added in your dream update for Mario Kart World? Let me know down in the comment section below, and for more Mario Kart World content, be sure to keep it locked here, right here on this channel.